Hi guys, and welcome to this week's collective reading. How have you been? I feel like it's just been such a different energy lately. Not bad and not good. Almost like a bit of a fog, like things aren't as they normally are. Like the shift out of normalcy feels weird, even though nothing's necessarily happened. Yeah. Let me know how it's felt for you. And it's totally okay if you disagree, but that's kind of how I've been feeling. You know, things are good, nothing to complain about, but there's just this like one step outside of the norm that's making everything feel shifted. Maybe that's the word, shifted. Anyway, let's look at the cards and see what this week is bringing. We've got essences and energies as our theme here. And it says, attune to the subtle energies, balance, and frequency holders. Now, this card just came up a few weeks back. So I'm interested to see where this is going now. When it came through last time, it was about what changes are we needing to make, like to our basic routine that helps shift our energy into balance. Maybe this funky feeling and coming back to this card today is really to remind us, like, how are we doing with creating change in our routine? I'd make a guess that maybe you've thought about it here or there, but not loads has actually changed yet. Or maybe you've kind of started, but it hasn't really clicked into place. Routines and habits, they do take time to properly set into place. So that's okay, right? But this is like this time where we're kind of saying, have we even started? Or did we start and are we already slipping out? It's something to think about. It may not even be a change to your routine that is needed. It may actually just be a cleansing of your space. And when I say cleansing right now, I'm talking about like physically clearing out clutter around you, because that affects our mental space, right? Having a clear, clean space, doing a good decluttering of your home, right? It helps calm the mind, which allows more of these healing energies and frequencies to be received by you. Because when you do sit down to intentionally connect, right, it's easier to bring in that focus and calm when there's not all of this chaotic energy around you that's formed when we're surrounded by things that don't make us happy, right? Now, with Michael reversed here, and this deck has multiple Michael cards, so this specifically is Michael with the message of enchantment. And this card is all about connecting to the magic in your life. And the reversed aspect to me is shining a light on something that you're missing, a part of your magic that you aren't seeing. Maybe you are noticing it, but you're shutting it down or ignoring it or not believing in it, not thinking you're good enough for it. Going back to this Essences and Energies card, this is about tuning into these little whispers that you get, this little flutter of excitement to do something new when we start to connect with our higher selves. These are ideas that can seem so exciting when they come through and you feel so ready to take them on. And then you wake up the next day and your lower self is back in the driver's seat, right? Or let's say you're like more mundane self, and suddenly the idea that you were so excited about last night is so completely impossibly stupid that you can't even understand how you thought it might have been a plausible idea. Have you felt that? I've definitely had that happen many times. All right? So this is the reversal of the enchantment card. And to bring the energy into alignment, so to turn it over, right? What we would need to do is we need to start challenging, right? This everyday version of ourselves. So when you get these great flashes of ideas from your higher self, right? So that you feel motivated in that moment. And then when you come back down to like the real world, we need to challenge ourselves to push that idea forward a little bit, right? These are the moments like when you think it's stupid, that's when you need to remind yourself of the magic in this life. And maybe, just maybe, it's worth at least putting some effort into this idea, right? Taking a next step and seeing where it goes. And just look at it as playing, right? To see what happens. You don't have to like put your life savings on the line, let's say. And it stands out to me quite a bit that we have a unicorn horn here, and the unicorn horn carries over into this Queen of Swords, right? Her sword is the unicorn horn. That's quite a good coincidence. I don't have any other decks that depict the sword with a unicorn horn. So I love that. It's like a real symbol of purity and balance, which I really feel connecting back to this Essences and Energies card. And we've got butterflies all over this card as well. A big one right over her heart space and then all over her dress. And the butterfly is a more traditional symbol to show up in the Queen of Swords, because it's all about being able to transform yourself or renew yourself. But understanding how your thoughts lead to action and actions produce consequences, if that makes sense. And as the queen, she's high ranking, right? She's successful at what she puts her efforts towards because she's thinking clearly, fairly and balanced with purity of the heart, right? With the unicorn horn. But also the queen in tarot represents waters. So she's the watery part of air with the swords. So she's very considerate of herself and others' feelings and emotions when she's taking her thoughts and putting them into action. But as air, right, because she is the Queen of Swords, make no mistake, she doesn't mislead when it comes to considering the heart, right? The Queen of Swords will give you the truth you need to hear today, even if it cuts a bit, knowing that it will help in the long run. But you can also see how she is so incredibly connected to the divine messages coming through. You can almost see this card on top, right? Pouring its enchantment down into her, which is really interesting when you think of the word enchantment, right? On one end, it's to be full of happiness or delight. Like, oh, that was enchanting. What an enchanting evening. But it's also to be put under a spell. And as a positive, this is not a negative in this card. You can literally understand it as Archangel Michael sending these high frequency messages down to the Queen of Swords, knowing that she can be trusted to cast spells in the words that she's choosing to speak because of her sharp mind, right? And she comes from a pureness of heart and creates from this place of purity. And this is you, right? You carry this archetype within you as well. And it is wanting to step forward. So this week, tuning into the subtle energies, accepting the messages that come through from your higher self, your spirit guides, angels, wherever they're coming from, and trusting your thoughts and the purity of your intentions to speak these ideas into existence. This can be actual words, right? Because words put a vibration into our energy sphere, but it can also be the actions that you start to take, also affecting your energy sphere. This is more about shifting the frequency around you, bringing it into balance. I said shifted was the word in the beginning. There's like this fog we need to shift so we can have clarity. So we're really looking to connect and start trusting the little whispers, responding to them, and just seeing what can shift and change around us as a result. And that is this week's reading. I am wishing you all the best, and I will speak to you next week. Bye, guys.